You know, you can always count on the Conservatives in Canada to mess things up for themselves. Just like you can count on the sun rising in the east, just like you can count on clouds being in the sky. Scrap that. You can less count on clouds being in the sky and birds singing in the trees than you can count on conservatives messing things up for themselves in Canada. I mean, it is just that sad. Now, I don't know what's going on between Maxime Bernier and Andrew Scheer. But it looks like Maxime Bernier has quit the party. I do actually know what's going on, but it's one of those things where it's really just a matter of ego and selfishness and stupidity as far as I'm concerned. Now, I have nothing against Maxime Bernier. As a matter of fact, I voted for him in the leadership race. I voted for Maxime Bernier when all you conservatives out there were, we don't want another French person. We don't want any French person from Quebec. Oh, this Quebecer, I don't care who he is. It could be Jesus Christ from the cross. If he's from Quebec, we don't want him. We want a Westerner. We want someone from Saskatchewan or Alberta or someone from the country, because we can always count on that. We can count on that. We can count on them. If they're from a small town in Alberta or Saskatchewan, we can count on it. And you can say to them, no, Maxime Bernier, he's straight. He's all right. He's good. No, you can't tell me anything. You can't tell these conservatives anything. You can't tell them anything. It's like, that's the thing. You can't tell them. No, Maxime is all right, man. He's good. He's a libertarian. He believes in small taxes. He's whatever. He can appeal to Quebecers. He can appeal to just about anyone. No! I don't want to hear it, because he's from Quebec. He's from Quebec. No, it's okay. It doesn't matter about where you come from. It matters your mindset. It doesn't matter what you are, where you come from, or what your name is, or if you have an accent. It doesn't matter about that. You should read his record. No, I'm not reading anything. The fool ain't married. He's not married with kids and all this sort of other flaky, shallow stuff that we look for. No, and he's not from a small town. It's the same thing you heard about Doug Ford too. There were some idiots out there saying that because Doug Ford is from Toronto, he's not from a small town. Oh, I'm not voting for him. He's not going to be conservative. I mean, y'all messed it up for yourselves. And now those same people are now regretting Andrew Scheer. Now, I'm not going to bash Andrew Scheer. I have nothing against Andrew Scheer either. Although I will say that I knew this was going to happen, because Andrew Scheer, like most English-speaking Canadians, and y'all can get mad at me for saying I'm English-speaking, and I'm going to say this, he is too polite. He is too, he's, when push comes to shove, you're not going to be able to count on a tough leader. And it's just going to be back to, we'll lower a few taxes here and there. We'll talk about lower taxes. We'll talk about jobs. And we'll bore people when we speak up on the stage and all sort of stuff. It's not a good speaker. Some people will kid themselves and say he's a good speaker. He's not really a good speaker. I've heard him. I'm not trying to attack him, but I'm just telling you the truth. And y'all about Maxime Bernier, he's French and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. And now look at y'all. Look at you. Well, now that Maxime Bernier is out of the Conservative Party, he's going to join and he's going to create another party. And I'm going to vote for him. And I'm going to stick it to Andrew Scheer, who's a traitor, because I don't have any, I don't care. If the leader does even the slightest thing that I disagree with, I'm going to turn my back on him. I don't care. If he does even the tiniest little thing, I'm done with him. I ain't going to give him one chance. I'm not doing it. I'll split up the party, and the long-haired Mac Daddy will go up the middle again. Minor parties do not work. They do not work. And now Maxime Bernier, I understand he's upset with Andrew Scheer. He's bitter with the fact that he lost very closely. He probably actually won, You don't know. I'm not saying that it was rigged or anything, but you don't know. I mean, when a leadership election is that close, I would say you have to check that again. And if I had said that then, all the conservatives would have been, they'd have been writing me nasty messages and coming up to me with their melodramatic aggressiveness and all the, who are you to say that, Andrew Scheer, you just want another Frenchman running our party like the long-haired Matt Day. And now those same people are now saying, well, we want Maxime now. We should have listened to Michael Arana. We should have listened to the Arana Nation. And now look at us now. Well, we have Andrew Scheer and we have to live with him. That's what I'm saying now. You didn't listen to me before. Now will you please listen to me now? We need to live with Andrew Scheer. I'm not saying he's perfect. No leader is perfect. But y'all picked him. You need to live with him. Don't now try and split the party, because let me tell you something. Maxime Bernier is not going anywhere with a new party. The most he can do is win his own seat. Now, his father won that same seat back in 1993 when Kim Campbell refused to let him be a PC, a progressive conservative, and he won it. So Bose, or Buse, however you want to say it, that's a Maxime Bernier territory. He will win that no matter what he does. He'll always win that. But there's no way he's going to be successful. The only person who's going to be successful with Maxime Bernier creating another party is the Justin the Long-haired Mac Daddy Trudeau and his sidekick. His name escapes me. Jagmeet Singh. Those are the only people who will be successful. More the long-haired Mac Daddy than Jagmeet Singh. Jagmeet Singh isn't going anywhere. Justin the long-haired Mac Daddy is going to win the next election if Maxime Bernier forms another party. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You're basically saying we want more of the long-haired Mac Daddy. After everything we have done, after all the work we've done, after all the petitions we've signed, after all the videos I've made, you're telling me that you want Justin the long-haired, two-timing, Canadian betraying, son of Satan, Mac Daddy Trudeau back in the Prime Minister's office if you support Maxime Bernier making a new party. That is not going to happen. New parties don't work in Canada. Look at the NDP. That was supposed to be the next big thing. The NDP has been around for like over 60 years now, and they've never formed a government yet. They've never had a senator yet. They've never had they've never been anywhere near the seat of power yet. The only and any province that they happen to take over, the people of that province regret it so quickly and try to get rid of them as fast as possible. The only province that's ever been remotely good and kind to the NDP is Saskatchewan. And when was the last time you saw Saskatchewan having any say in what goes on in Canada? And I love Saskatchewan, and I love the people of Saskatchewan, and I think we should be more like Saskatchewan and Alberta too. But that's just not going to happen. But we need to work with what we have. You all picked Andrew Scheer. Now, not all of you. Not all of you. I shouldn't say that. I didn't. He was my second choice. I have nothing against him, but I know how to read people, and I knew this was going to happen. But because of y'all's stupid, shallow prejudices about him being from Quebec, and he sounds funny, you automatically thought that he had to be bad. And that is something that conservatives, that hatred, that prejudice, that judgmental attitude that you have has gotten you into the place you are in now, and you have to live with it. And yes, I am scolding you. You can say, I ain't want this black man scolding me. Well, this black man is scolding you because you need someone to scold you, because what you're doing right now isn't working. Justin, the long-haired man, take it from me. Take it from me. Somebody who is hell-bent on getting the long-haired Mac Daddy out of that Prime Minister's office sooner than 2019. I got a petition over 2,000 signatories all over the country and over the world. And by the way, you don't have to live in Canada to sign the petition. You can sign it outside of Canada, just so you know. But take it from me, if Maxime Bernier creates another party, Justin the long-haired Mac Daddy Trudeau is going to be the Prime Minister for another 4 years, and he'll probably be the Prime Minister for another 4 years after that. and another 4 years after that. You mark my words. You stay there thinking you big and bad. Now, I love Maxime Bernier. I want him to be the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. I wanted him to be the leader then and now. But y'all didn't want that. I know many people right now, y'all didn't want that. You didn't want that French speaking, that Quebec accent with that Quebec name from Quebec, that Quebecer. You didn't want another French fry, snail eating Quebecer. You didn't want that. I don't want that. I want an Englishman from the countryside, a white English speaking countryman. A fief or a duke, that some kind of earl from the countryside, who speaks like how I speak and like how my granddaddy spoke. That's what you wanted, and you got Andrew Scheer, and now Andrew Scheer is disappointing you. And I knew this was going to happen because English Canadians, a lot of the times, when they're put into leadership positions, they disappoint because they don't have the strength. And until God puts the strength into them, like this is a problem which is happening all over this great country, until God puts the strength into them, it's going to remain that way. Now, I'm not saying we need to have French people over English. I'm not all about that junk. First of all, I'm a black man. I don't give a crap. English, French, I don't care. I just want somebody to do the job who's a patriot, who is going to create a business-friendly economic environment, who's going to have freedom, common sense, security, tough immigration policies, tough on immigration, all this sort of stuff, bringing in the right people to come into our country who won't exploit us and take advantage of us and who won't like us. That is what I care about. I don't care about where you're from. I don't care. You could be from Nunavut. You could be from Nova Scotia. You could be from Alberta. You could be from Quebec. You could be from Toronto. You could be from wherever. I don't care as long as you're from Canada and as long as you love this country and as long as you speak my values, I will support you. I don't care about wherever you come from or how you speak or what your name is. But some people do, and now that's the consequence you have to face. That's the consequence. So take it as a lesson, but for now, we have to work with Andrew Scheer because that's who we have right now. Now, if he does something really bad, like what Patrick Brown did, like supporting carbon taxes, then I'll be speaking another music. Then I'll be tuning another tune. Then you'll hear me speak out against Andrew Scheer. But right now, Andrew Scheer is just doing what he feels is right. And I'm not saying I agree with everything he's done. I'm not saying that I agree with his lack of strength. I wish he could be stronger. But I'm gonna vote for the Conservatives because right now they're the only option that is going to win against the Mac Daddy with the same principles as me. I had, I'm going to end this soon, but I had somebody, a good guy actually, by the name of Harvey. His surname is Harvey. He runs a minor party, and he came to me, and he spoke to me, and he's a nice guy. I like him. He would be a great prime minister. But he came to me, and he said, Michael, I want you to think about maybe, talking with us and maybe, whatever, we'll talk, we'll discuss things. I think he wanted me to maybe endorse his party or something. I don't know. He didn't say that, but he said he wanted to speak to me. But I said flat out, right now, I will be supporting the Conservatives because, as much as you can say what you want, but the fact of the matter is, there is no way you will be able to win. You'll not win. You can say whatever you want to say. You can say the Conservatives are globalists. You can say whatever you want. But the fact is you're not going to win. And even if you do good in the election, the better you do is the better the Mac Daddy will do because the higher a minor party's percentage goes up, the lower if it's a right-wing party, the lower the Conservatives go, and the higher the Liberal goes up the middle. So even if you do well, it'll be even worse. So I say no.